What's going on? It's your boy Julio Palma, aka J Palm, aka Snickle Fritz, aka Snick Daddy Frisky Palms, aka Petty Asiago, aka Gelai Gelato. There's a lot more AKAs, but that's not what this is about. No, let's get back on topic. Let me tell you what the topic is to get back onto it. This week, this past weekend actually, I was with my brother. And my brother, he's 20 years old, gonna be 21 soon. And one thing that my parents, as well as myself, right, I have should have his best interest in mind, is kind of guiding him in a way to make sure he uses his time adequately. Because where he's at now is not where we want to see him 5 years from now. At least I say 5 years. My mom don't want to see him there yesterday. So what do I tell him as the big brother of the family? Well, I tell him in order to get good at something, you need to spend time doing it. The same way when we're born, we don't know how to walk and we don't know how to talk. Shit, we don't even know how to use the damn bathroom. All we do is shit ourselves, throw up on ourselves, and look cute as fuck. But nobody thinks about that, right? Especially when they're trying to acquire a skill. They just think it should come like magic, naturally, right away. That's just not the way life works. It's not the way life has ever worked. You learn how to walk. It takes you about a year, some more, some less. And even then, when you're learning how to walk and walking, you're falling over, you're tumbling. You're not sprinting the first moment you know how to walk. It takes time to build up to that. So, what happens? You keep getting pushed in that direction and you start also your own natural curiosity, right? It has to come from within. Can't be it got to be in you, not on you, right? So your curiosity, monkey see, monkey do, you want to learn how to walk. So you put in the time and then eventually you get good at walking and then it becomes a habit and you don't even think about it. It just becomes part of who you are unless some shit happens and you can't walk. And I'm sorry because that does happen to people. But what am I getting at? In order to get to where we want to get to in our lives, we need to spend time doing that. But it's easy to say that, right? Like, just spend time doing this and doing that. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Easy. But what we really have to think about is more of what it is we want to spend our time doing. Because, and this is something I learned while I was a master cannabis grower, self-proclaimed, and the title the streets once gave me. It's that, yes, there's a lot of bacteria, right, in the soil of the plants that you're growing. And it's a lot easier to not have bad bacteria in that soil when it's filled with good bacteria because the good bacteria is taking up all the space. So there's no space for the bad bacteria to kind of form and congregate in. It's kind of like a club that's already packed. They're not going to let you in. Security just won't let you in unless you know you got the connects. Then just Cupid shuffle your ass in there. So I decided to kind of illustrate how it is you should approach your time. And this is something I told them as well. and you're in for a treat because I will be drawing today. Now, I'm a married man, and one of us in the marriage is an artist, and the other one is me. So take that with a grain of salt. So in life, there's a guy. His name is Ty Lopez. He was one of the first YouTube influence people that I've heard of, or not. I heard of. He blew up pretty big on YouTube. Anyways, I thought what he was saying was pretty interesting, and he kind of liked to live his life by considering, I believe he said, health, wealth, love, and happiness. And essentially, if you have the first three, you'll get the fourth one. And that makes sense, right? Because if you're healthy, you're wealthy, and you got love, why wouldn't you be happy? And that makes a lot of sense, right? I kind of just tweaked that into a formula in the sense of how to approach your time. But I think there's four things that productive human beings should do with their time. Okay? And it's the same thing, right? We got to take care of our bodies. We got to make that money. We got to. But, and let me just illustrate that this is different. This is a heartbeat. This is a good heartbeat. 808 and heartbreaks, heartbeat. We also need to spend time with our relationships. This is a person. This is another person. And this is a third person. Now, I say relationships, and that could be that should essentially encompass all your relationships. Your mother, your father, your siblings, that one night stand, and the main chick. Those are all relationships, along with your business relationships and all those other networking groups that you happen to be a part of. Essentially, connecting the dots of this reality. You're not really. Some people say they're loners or lone wolves. I just find it hard to believe because humans naturally are social creatures. And this right here, I didn't make this. This house, I didn't build it. This pencil, shout out to Steve. Shout out to Tim. Mr. Palma did not make this. So relationships are important. You can't really live by yourself. And it's the biggest cliche. Oh, I did it on my own. Mm, did you? I don't know what it is, but in order to get a little cash money, you need to provide value. Because all money is a value exchange. It's hard to say I did it on my own if you're not exchanging value. Because you're not a money printer. Your name is not Uncle Sam. So get that notion out of your head. That lone wolf notion, take it out. It's not going to take you anywhere. Granted, there is time to be alone and do that deep work. That is true. But if your focus is on getting money, then you need to provide value to do that. If your focus is on being healthy and you want to get the best sources, maybe you gotta cahoots with the farmers or even read some shit online. Anyways, relationships are important. And the last piece that it seems like to me that you should spend your time doing is going after your dreams and ambitions. This is a cloud. Maybe we'll put the moon and some stars. Dreams and ambitions. Because if you're just grinding your whole life away for a little bit of cash, right? You're not going to be too happy. At the same time, if all you're doing is focusing on your health, well, it really takes money to be healthy in this world, in America. Organics ain't cheap. And if all you're doing is chilling with the boys, you're neglecting this shit. I promise you that. And if all you do is have your heads in the clouds, then you're losing grasp with reality. But when you approach your life trying to maximize all four of those things, then that's when you truly, in my opinion, that's when you truly reach that happiness. But there's one thing here that essentially fuels all four of these things. And yes, it is money. Money makes the world go round. Cash rule everything around me. MOB, MOH, MOE. If you know, you know. So when I was speaking with my brother, I let him know, hey man, right now you're not where you at financially. Maybe you should spend a little less time here, chilling with the boys, and spend a little more time figuring out what it is that you want to achieve in this life. What is it that you're trying to spend your time doing? And then get good at it. And that could be from anything, right? Just think about it. A doctor spends hella time, years studying to be a doctor. That's and that's usually the type of people, right, that possibly immigrants from a country that's closed off by a mountain range. Um, shit, I'll say even myself. But I was a kid, but that wasn't my real goal, right? To be a doctor. But I feel like every kid said it, right? They want, I want to be a doctor. Maybe that's your innate feelings on wanting to help people or contribute to society. Anyways, they spend all those years on this ambition. They don't really be getting too much money. I hope they focusing on health and they networking with other doctors and other people in their field. As you network with other people in your field happens to be your ambitions, then you tend to be open to a few opportunities as well as learning from these people's mistakes in their past. And that's one of the most beneficial pieces of this is, yes, we all have one life, but you can live 10,000 lives if you read 10,000 books. And you'll get 10,000 different point of views on how to approach a certain situation, how not to approach the situation. I say all this because nothing in this, in my opinion, quadrant should be minimized. What happens when you focus too much on the money? Well, you're probably going to deplete your health. If you're working 20 hours a day, sleeping 4, yeah, you might have to do that for a year. But realistically, I don't even think you can do that for a year. Working 20, sleeping 4. And if you do, yes, you might be fine now, but it has some back end effects that will negatively impact you then. The same with if you spend too much time on your health, you go into the gym 8 hours a day. I mean, sure, you might look brolic or super fit and in shape, but you probably not getting money unless you're a fitness influencer. That's like having a job in the NBA. But I guess you could do it, right? If that's your dream, is to be a fitness influencer, and you better learn how to monetize that. And then at that point, you're gonna need people to want. I mean, there's always people that want to be ripped. That's one of my goals for this year. Is to improve my physical physique. To be absolutely dominantly empowering, both physically and mentally, though. Anyways, people always look up to people that are strong because they can acknowledge that it is something hard to achieve. Same way when you look at someone that's on the opposite end of that spectrum, you kind of look at them as they have no willpower. Okay, maybe you don't. I sometimes look at them like their willpower ain't as high as it should be. Or they're just neglecting this realm because they could be getting mad money, go after all their ambitions, but they just don't recognize this as an important factor in their life. But what good is it really if you have all the money in the world, but you only live until 40, and then after that, yeah, you're still alive, but it's not the quality of the life is also very important, right? It's not just quantity, it's quality. So in order to make sure you have a very qualitative life, you gotta, focus on this as well. And the same with this. This is an exchange. It might not be even actually when you were a child, right? It was your mother that was giving you money to go to the store and buy some candy. The same turns out when you're an adult. It is your network, as they say, becomes your net worth. It's not, it almost becomes not what you know, but who you know. But that's not true to 100% fact, right? Because you can know a lot of people, but if you don't know a lot of anything, then what are you bringing to these people? And, you know, those opportunities don't present themselves. Example, one of my closest friends that I met in college, not only did he know me and I know him, but he knew that I liked growing cannabis. He also knew that I went to school to study computer science. I dropped out. But I have that technical background in a sense. So who did he look to start a online cannabis delivery business with? Me, because of what I know. And because he knew that that was one of my ambitions. So, as something that brings interest to me, of course I'm going to spend time doing it. And as all my time now started getting picked up by the acquisition of capital, the constant journey it is to achieve those dreams of mine, worrying about my health so I can maximize the time I can contribute to these, and of course, all while making sure that people still loved me. I didn't really have too much time to do bullshit. And by bullshit, I mean, for me, it was a lot of smoking and not a lot of drinking, but it was smoking, hanging out. There's a time and a place for that. It's unwinding, right? But at the same time, it's very important to acknowledge that if you're spending 20 hours a week out of your, I think it's 156, 7 times 24, 168. You're spending 20 out of the 168 chilling. Okay, not 20. Yeah, I would say 5 hours, probably closer to 30, maybe 40. That's a whole nother job, just hanging out. So it really becomes an important topic to make sure that you're not oversaturating one of these quadrants. Life in then turns into a game of balance, and it is very important to be balanced. So, with that, I will show you the calendar. Because essentially, thinking about this allowed me to, in turn, create a spreadsheet actually. And then from the spreadsheet, I was able to, let's see, can I hide this? Oh yeah, you know, it's for privacy's sake. For privacy's sake, bro. Boom. Here we are. Essentially, I broke down what I wanted to do each day of the week. And this has since been updated. It's actually new goal of 25. So essentially, I'm trying to focus 40 hours a week on my full-time job. I work remote. It's honestly the best thing in the world. If you don't work remote, then you have to account commute to that. So it could be 45 hours, 50 hours, depending on your commute, of course. Same time, recognize that sleep is important. So 7.5 hours of sleep each day, times 7, 52 hours a week sleeping. Family time, 35 hours a week. And family time, uh, essentially, I consider my friends also my family. They're just the family you choose, right? 7 hours at the gym. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't been to the gym in a minute. I broke my arm, then I started running, then I hurt my leg. It's kind of like D Rose when he broke his knee, and then he broke his ankle. Then he broke his other knee. Then he broke his other ankle. Like one injury after another. So just giving my body the proper time to rest. So this is essentially my ideal world. Then we have 25 hours a week for en route and 7 hours for personal time. with an hour and a half remaining to bullshit around. And in my personal time, in my personal time, that also includes showering, and reading. I read every day. I have 42 days. Every day this year, I've read 20 minutes or more. Every day this year, I've practiced Arabic. We are in February 12th, 2024. So it's a good streak. I'm actually about to pass my last year streak of 42 days. Pretty impressive for me. I read that much since I was in eighth grade, over 10 years ago now at this point. Damn, that was actually a lot longer. It was 2008, so it's been 16 years. Time flies when you're having fun, man. Remember like it was yesterday. Anyways, so that in turn turned into my ideal week. And how do I account for that ideal week? Well, then I busted out the calendar. Boom. You feel me? So I got all my sleep time scheduled. The time that I want to wake up is at this time, 5:55. The time now I go back and adjust it because I I want to be accountable. I ain't doing my job here. And that's a constant trend, unfortunately, for me. But I'm working on reducing the friction for me to stay up and increasing the friction for me to be a bitch and get back in bed. So you will see the consistency. This is this is a show of growth. This is a show of growth. There will be a lot of growth that you're just blessed to witness. Anyways, boom. So I start my day job at 8 and essentially finish at 4 p.m. This I used to go to the gym at noon. In the middle of moving, and I've been saying that for a while now, but I actually did move some boxes today. Today was our official move-in day. Super excited. I will have my dedicated office. I'm gonna leave my phone in there. I'm a baller. Nah, I take my health very serious. So I have a 8 sleep mattress cover, and it's pretty neat. At night, at the temperature drop, I fall asleep in 10 minutes or less. Because when your body, it's just a scientific fact, your body drops its core temperature in order to fall asleep. So what I like to do is take a hot shower, get in bed. So hot shower, my temps up, get in the cool ass bed. Easier for that temperature drop, and I'll just out like a light, yeah, like a light, yeah. Anyways, the real cool thing is that it vibrates, annoying as fuck. But that gives me the power to take my phone and put it on the other side of the house. So my ass has to get up out of bed, go to the other side of the house, which will be my office, with all the lights on. And I'm gonna make sure it's hot in there too. And that will essentially raise my body temperature, blind me with a light, forcing me to stay up. It's a theory. Everything in life is a theory until you do it yourself. So, not next episode, but the one after that, you'll see the results. Anyways, so this is how I scheduled my time. Look at us, weekly Vemoir, here, right now, live. It's supposed to be on Sunday. I ain't gonna lie. This is probably gonna have to get canceled. I'm gonna be here painting walls and shit. And this will probably be a Monday thing at the same time. But then we'll get back to it on Sundays and whatnot. But anyways, what I did was I set up reoccurring events And then every morning, I like to come back in here and adjust. What time did I really go to bed? Actually, there's no fucking way I went to bed that time. My ass went to bed late because I was dropping off the brother. What time did I really wake up? What time, and that way I can just stay on top of it so that at the end of this year, I will see did I do what I was supposed did I do what I say what I was gonna do? Did I do what I was supposed to do? Did I do it to the level that I should be doing it? And the results will take care of itself. Focus on the steps, not the goal. The goal should be there just for you to make steps to it. I want to get there. I want to get over there. That's the goal, right? I want to get to the destination. Your job is to focus on the direction. Don't get lost along the way. You make sure you do that part, you'll get to the destination. You fuck around too much, it's gonna take you longer to get there. Your goal is to focus on the direction. This calendar is the direction that will lead me to my goal. With that being said, it's been a pleasure. And I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Peace, love. Peace and love, gang.